Have you ever followed a case and felt like the full story was never told? The Idaho murders captivated the nation, but critical questions remain unanswered. In Broken Plea, former FBI Special Agent Christopher Whitcomb reveals evidence that challenges everything we thought we knew.
So that's the trailer from the new true crime novel, Broken Plea, the explosive search for truth behind the Idaho murders. Author and former FBI agent Christopher Whitcomb gained exclusive access to undisclosed files in the 2022 case of 4 college students who were brutally murdered in the early morning hours at the home they shared in Moscow, Idaho. After the murder suspect accepted a plea bargain, the case appeared to be closed, with many assuming justice had been served. But Broken Plea challenges that assumption. A New York Times bestselling author Christopher Whitcomb joins us now. Congratulations on this, Chris. Thank you for being here. I was hosting way too early at the time when this case broke, and we had nearly daily updates. This is one of those cases that broke through, truly horrific, and captivated the nation. But you've took another look at it. So let's start there. What prompted this, your own probe that led to the book?
Oddly enough, I knew almost nothing about this case leading up to the trial. I was working on another book about a cold case, actually, with a friend of mine approached me who had seen a lot of these documents, had seen a lot of the things that we're talking about today. And at first I said, look, the prosecution, coming from my career in law enforcement, I said, the prosecution has a strong case. Nothing I see is worth talking about. I believe in the system. I thought it was all well and done. Bryan Kohberger changed his plea to guilty, and I said, that's it. He, my friend, said, look, we've got to relook at this case. This is what I've seen. I want to know what you think. And then I changed my mind. Then I looked and said, all right, I think we need to discuss this in a broader forum.
So what are some of the things that you discovered that made you come to that conclusion?
The very first thing, and again, this is a 430-page book, and we talk about a lot of things in this book. The very first thing that stood out is you have 3 discrete crime scenes within that house itself. Almost everybody knows that 2 of the victims were killed in the 3rd floor bedroom, 2 others in the 2nd floor bedroom. Police found a trail of forensic evidence, specifically blood, down the hallway on the 3rd floor, down the stairs, across the living room, across what we know as a beer pong table, down a hallway into the 2nd bedroom. That looks dramatically different than the other 2 crime scenes. Why does it look so different? The prosecution's own report says those blood stains found in the common areas were, quote unquote, diluted with an unknown substance. The question becomes, what is that substance? Who applied it? How did the blood get diluted? And why does it look so different? Those are really compelling questions, and it changes the complexion of what we know about the narrative of the prosecution.
Do you have a sense as to what the motivation would have been?
No, and it's a great question because nobody does. In lieu of a trial, had this gone to trial, there'd be no need for this book or any other. We'd know these things. Bryan Kohberger, at his change of plea, did not allocute, a legal term for explaining anything. So we, all of those who are knowledgeable of an incredibly emotional case, have no answers, no motive, no means, really no sense of mechanism. The murder weapon has never been recovered. None of these questions have been discussed or answered because he pled guilty and took these answers with him to the grave, essentially.
So, obviously, as you say, it's a 430-page book, so I'm not asking you to spoil it all now, but what is your sense here? Do you feel like there's been a mistake? Do you reach a conclusion as to what actually did happen?
I really don't, but I didn't want to. I want you to reach the conclusion. I want to say this is the evidence that you do not understand because you've not seen it. Many people have theories. I do not have a theory. It's not a wrongful conviction case. I say Bryan Kohberger, an adult male, well-educated PhD student and PhD in criminology, he pled guilty 4 times to these murders and 1 count of burglary. I don't dispute that. What I say is, looking at this case, the police did an extensive investigation, an extraordinarily broad investigation. They presented that to the prosecution, and it became what we now know, which is almost nothing. So I say, looking back, in my opinion, small mistakes at the beginning led to much larger issues down the line. Many people, as I was shocked, I think many people will be shocked at the truth about how this case evolved.
A fresh look at the case, raising new questions. The new book, Broken Plea, is available now. New York Times bestselling author and former FBI agent Christopher Whitcomb, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.